We begin with that breaking news we brought you just moments ago, an apparent standoff in the parking lot of a Miami Gardens church.
Andrea Martinez is following this from our newsroom. What can you tell us, Andrea?
Well, Janice, Christy, I can tell you that we've been watching this standoff very closely. This is Sky 10 live over the scene in Miami Gardens right now. This appears to be a police standoff that started with a chase in Broward County. It all came to a halt right here in Miami Gardens at what appears to be a church. That church is St. Monica's Catholic Church. It's at 199th Street and 27th Avenue. What you're looking at right now is several BSO vehicles there at the scene. That is because, like I just mentioned, this all started in Broward County. Those several Broward County Sheriff's Office vehicles there responding to this scene involved in this standoff. You'll see those vehicles there. You can also see that dark colored vehicle that they've been investigating. That's a Ford Edge SUV that they're looking into, and we've been watching this closely to try to piece together exactly what is happening now, or if anybody is in custody. We're working to figure that out and figure out what this situation is. Again, this is a police standoff in Miami Gardens right outside of St. Monica's Catholic Church at 119th Street and 27th Avenue. So if you're in the area, you might want to use caution, maybe avoid the area if that's a part of your commute this afternoon. We are working again to find out what this situation is, and we'll bring you more as we gather the information. For now, back to you, Janice and Christy.
A quick question for you, Andrea, just to sort of set the stage. So it began as a chase. Do we know what started that chase, what the reason was for following this particular car? And do we still think, because I've not been watching this as closely as you have, are there people still inside that vehicle, and that's why this is a standoff, that nobody is moving at this point?
Correct. That is the case, Christy. We believe that it began in Broward County with a person refusing to get out of the car. So far, we know that there are no injuries, but again, we're working to figure that out. But we believe that is a situation right now, that there is somebody in that vehicle, in that dark colored SUV there, and they're refusing to get out. And that's why those BSO vehicles are there. Again, we're watching this very closely, and we'll bring you the very latest as this all develops.
And Andrea, I know we want to stay on these live pictures for a little bit here as we watch this situation unfold. Like you said, this person seemingly refusing to get out of the vehicle there as they are surrounded by BSO deputies here in a parking lot. Hard to not notice, as you mentioned, that this is all in the parking lot of a church here. Any idea if there are people inside that church, and maybe the church is on lockdown right now? I'm assuming that that would so be the case, but I don't know if you've heard anything about if there are people actually inside the church right now.
That's a good question, Janice. No, we have not gotten word if there are people inside of that church Tuesday at noon. I don't imagine there are too many people in there right now, but we are working to gather that information to see if there's anybody inside of that church, to see if that church is on lockdown. Of course, that parking lot there is very busy. I'm assuming they're not letting anybody in and out of there right now. So if there are people in that church, I would assume they are on lockdown, because there is a heavy police presence outside of there right now.
Right, and very important for everyone to stay safe. And like you mentioned, we do see a lot of cars there in that parking lot. All right, Andrea, we're going to let you continue to gather information on this developing breaking news scene there. Of course, we're going to continue to monitor this for you, and as soon as we get more details, we'll bring it to you right here on Local 10 News.